this game, well, it's called Persona 4 Arena. Each character has their own secret buddy called Persona, and most of the characters will be able to use their personas separate from the character you're controlling. For example, for you, if you press the D button right here, you send the persona across the screen, but once you initiate, you can actually move forward too. So if you knock the guy down, then even if the opponent tries to wake up, there's already the persona that's initiating the attack. So you're pretty much free to whether go low or high or whatnot. So it's pretty important on how to use a sweep. Of course, there are other moves that force the opponent down, and the same thing can be applied to those different situations. But so yeah, you can use a sweep as a combo. You can use a sweep as a setup, or if you happen to lose control of your persona because you've taken too much persona damage, that might be the only best thing you can do to give yourself a little bit of time to recover so that you can use your persona again.
Right, okay. So then maybe we should talk a little bit about the persona damage.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about these 4 little P cards up on top.
So each character has these little marks pretty close to the time, and what they indicate is how many hits that their persona can take before they go away. Right now, I have one of my cards crossed out black, meaning I've taken 1 damage on my persona. And if the rest of the blue cards become black, then a persona break occurs, and I won't be able to use anything that uses persona. For example, for this character, the fireball uses a persona. Of course, the C attack uses a persona as well as D. None of those will be available for, I would say, about 10 seconds or so. So you'll be very vulnerable at that point. So you want to watch that very closely. Even though attacks with personas are very powerful, you just have to remember that if you're not careful enough, you won't be able to use it for a pretty long time.
So when you're using your persona, you always have to either cover it or use it when you know that it's going to be safe.
That's true. But at the same time, you have to take risks.
Right.
And there are characters like Yukiko. She really cannot do anything without a persona, but a lot of her setups require her to send out her persona, so it's a give and take.
Gotcha. Okay, send your persona at me. I want to see how easy it is to just
Okay.
So even though I got hit, I can still hit him because he's still out there.
There's a little bit of time for that particular attack where it'll just stay out there. But there are things like, for him, if I press one more button, it does 1 more attack. So if somebody's waiting to hit my persona, I can kind of fake it out.
Right.
And then catch them off guard.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm playing, they'll send their persona at me, and then I'll do the. Is that the big gamble?
Let's see. That's called the furious action.
Oh, the furious action. Okay, yeah, furious action.
Where you press the B and D buttons together. Now, what this is for each character, you use up a little bit of your life, which is recoverable as time elapses, and do this pretty much completely invincible attack. For him, it's basically an uppercut. For her, kind of a low uppercut, I guess. But they're pretty much invincible all the way through. So if you want to interrupt somebody's chain of attacks or use as an anti-air, and just press these 2 buttons and there you have it.
right? Like, and it's interesting too because in this game, you only need the two buttons to get an invincible move that comes out like basically instantly, right? Whereas in a game like Street Fighter, if you want an invincible uppercut, like you have to go forward, down, forward, hope you get the motion right, and then hit the button, right? So it's a lot easier in this game to kind of like, I don't want to say mash your way out of trouble, but sometimes like you have to make them respect that you can mash out of trouble, which leads to additional mind games because if you do that a few times, then they're like, oh, okay, and they wait a second, you're like, haha, I didn't do it that time, and they just air backdash out of trouble.
True. I mean, there are like regular moves that will have like invincibility added, especially if you like power them up and whatnot. But yeah, you know, all you gotta do is just press 2 buttons. You know, things that come out like so fast.
Yeah.
It really helps the beginners especially, but.
Like me, yes, like me. It's definitely been helping. How much life does it take away? Like, how much life are you risking when you?
Let's see. Well, right now the meter's full, and we have it at like recovery, so we won't be able to see it too well. But
maybe we can change it real quick because I find that like the recoverable life in Street Fighter, you know, like when you take damage from doing a focus or something, you know, it holds for a second and then it just starts to build really quickly. But in this game, it seems like forever.
All right, let's take a look. So that the blue dot right there is your recoverable.
Oh my gosh, that's. You know, it may not seem like that long when we're just sitting here in training mode, but when you're in the heat of battle and that happens, I find it's very rare that I see somebody be able to get this move out and then, you know, stay alive long enough without getting hit in order to keep their life.
True. Well, that's again give and take. You know, it's so easy to do these furious actions, but there has to be a little bit of downside to it. And of course, if let's say your furious action can be comboed into something else. For example,
then it's totally worth it.
At least you can push the guy away from you, so you're a little safer.
Right, and then as the super is coming out, then the timer keeps going, and you're hopefully you're recovering some of your health. Gotcha. Okay. What's next?
Right. If you press the C and D buttons together, that will throw the opponent. Now, if you want to throw them forward, just press a button. If you want to throw them backwards, just hit back on your stick and then press the buttons. For a lot of characters, throws can actually go into a combo without using any meters if you're in the corner.
Yes. I think I don't know the combo, but I know, but I tried it a little bit in challenge mode, and yeah, you can do stuff after it. So that makes throws especially dangerous, more dangerous than in other games where if you just get the throw, all you get is an untackable knockdown.
But I think this is pretty much true for all Arc System games. But for throws where you can actually combo afterwards, it's kind of unforgiving, I guess, on timing, so you gotta practice a lot.
Right.
But you can also, if you do have a meter, do this thing called one more cancel to break the throw in the middle and then continue combo. Now that stops the throw animation like right there when you cancel it. So from there you're pretty much like free to do whatever.
Now is the one more cancel limited to just canceling throws, or can you do that whenever?
You can do it pretty much anything. Like normal attack. Well, I don't know if it's really worth it, but or like a move. Like that.
To basically like either save you could use it like, let's say, like an FADC in Street Fighter, right? Where you would use it to either save yourself or to continue offense.
Yes. Like in case like you miss a combo or something, you can always use a little bit of gauge to basically stop yourself, become like instantly recoverable, and then you either defend yourself or continue attacking from there. One of his moves pretty far, but if you just do the one more cancel, you can just stop right there and continue comboing.
Gotcha. And that costs 2 bars.
Yes, or if you want to talk about like numbers, it uses 50.
50. Ah, okay. We talk numbers here in Persona. Yes.
This is a little bit of RPG element, I guess, from the original game, which is you use up spell points or skill points in order to use all these like personal skills and whatnot. So they kind of carry over that idea over here to the meter. So you start with 0 SP and then you build up to 100.
So, well, yeah, that actually makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to eyeball it. Oh, hey, I'm at like 48. Let me get this one little standing A in to throw me over the edge, and then then you have your 50 SP. So, what are some of the other things? I mean, I think we've gone through normals and the command normals. I think that was all the command normals, right?
Well, we talked a little bit about the one more cancel, which is hitting the A, B, and C buttons together in the middle of an attack. Now, there's one more 3-button command in this game, which is called the burst. The burst acts a little bit differently in various situations. If you pull out the burst by pressing the A, C, and D buttons together, while you're in a normal state and connect, what happens is you push the opponent away, and at the same time, it fills up your entire meter.
Your entire SP gauge? What?
Exactly. So the only requisite for using burst is for the burst meter on either the top left corner or the top right corner, depending on like which side you're on, is full. When it's usable, the nice pulsating burst word can be seen. And when you use a burst, it basically uses up the gauge. And you have to wait until that B completely fills up in order to do another burst.
Okay,
and
so you start with full burst.
Yes, at the very beginning of the match, you start with a burst. And it doesn't fill up when you go on to the next round. It kind of carries over your previous state into it. So this burst gauge is very useful, but you have to time it right for the key moment where you think it would benefit the most.
So what are some of the right times and the wrong times to use burst?
Well, I talked about the normal state burst where it fills up the meter. If you see the opponent jumping at you or whatever, and you think you can get them, you can just hit the 3 buttons, knock them away, and get the full meter. Now, another way of using it is when you're actually getting hit by the opponent. You can use a burst to stop their combo as long as they're not using their special moves.
Right.
Like let's say you do your auto combo like that.
Gotcha.
Now you won't get the benefit of getting your meter full, but at least you're saved from a combo. But again, using the burst once means you have to wait again for a pretty long time in order for you to be able to burst again.
Now, is it time-based, or are there other things that you can do to speed up rebuilding your burst?
If you connect a burst attack, that gives you a little bit of bonus in there. But other than that, if you hit the opponent with a 3rd button hit of the auto combo, that particular 3rd hit gives you a little bit of burst bonus as well.
Oh, really? Oh, we didn't talk about, okay, we'll talk about the auto combo in a little bit because I want to talk about burst. So let's say, well, okay, because you both start with 1 burst each, right? At the start of the round. So it seems to me that if you know that it's going to regenerate over time anyways, that you should basically use it in the first round to like stop yourself from getting completely run over, or just to use it at a point where if you stop that combo, it'll preserve. You'll still have a chance at winning the round, because if you win that round, then you're up one round and you have the entire second round to like rebuild it up again. And then if you can force them to use their burst in the second round, even if they win, you can start the third round with your full burst, and they'll have like, let's say, half burst.
True. Or you can just save your burst, not use it all. And let's say if you win one round that way, then you have a full burst on your second round, and that gives the opponent even more pressure.
Ah, okay.
Again, I think it kind of depends on the situation, what kind of match you're actually having, what kind of play style you have, the different ways of using burst. There's one more way of using a burst in this game, which is new for this Persona 4 arena. It wasn't in Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue, I believe. But you can actually use a burst to extend your combo. And that one, this is called a one more burst as opposed to a one more cancel. Just do any kind of move, and then in the middle of it, hit the 3 buttons for burst. And they'll knock the opponent into the air, and they won't be able to tech out until like very close to the ground.
Wow.
Okay, so this move right here, it takes a while for the move to actually come out. But since you do the one more burst, the opponent's like pretty much sitting duck as they come downwards.
Right,
so you have plenty of time to continue the combo with that the big hit.
I see. So, is there a difference between one more cancel and one more burst?
Now, one more cancel just stops the move right there at the spot. It doesn't give you any kind of like frame advantage per se.
Okay. So one more burst is ABC, and one more cancel is ABC, and one more burst is ACD?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, and then that'll still use all of your bar, all your burst bar, and give you the meter?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so when does it give you the meter?
Only when you hit the opponent with a burst in your normal state. You're not getting hit,
Gotcha.
Doing a combo.
Like as an anti-air, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I jump in and then try to hit you. Okay, then that'll give you the full bar.
Exactly. If you look at the color, when you do the normal burst, you'll turn into a yellow.
Yellow.
And when you're getting hit, go ahead and do the same thing. It turns into blue. And when I'm comboing, it becomes a red.
Okay. So then the one more burst would be better because it like pops them up, whereas the one more cancel just kind of stops the animation and allows you to keep going.
However, you can pretty much do one more cancel anytime as long as you have 50 SP.
Oh, right. But the one more burst is better because it'll pop them. I mean, they'll be in hit stun longer, but it doesn't take any of your SP, but it takes all of your burst gauge.
Exactly.
Gotcha.